up, fart knockers? Welcome to TP for your ear holes. My name is Charlene Schmidt. I am one of the hosts of this show, and with me is Patrick.
Hey everyone, Patrick Schmidt here. Same last name as my co-host. What a weird coincidence.
Yeah, how did that happen?
I think I married you.
Oh, I thought I married you.
Weird.
Yes, so today we have a topic that really we just kind of have to get out of the way. There's just some things with a show like this that you know you're going to do, so it's best to just start it now and do it and have it ready at the top of the list so that we can go into deeper dives. But you know what? This is still going to be a great time because we're going to talk about our favorite episodes from the original run. And by that, we mean the 90s, 1993 to 1997.
There's so much good stuff to talk about. So, I mean, we literally could do our top 100 episodes.
That's no joke.
We're going to limit it to our top 5, but know that when we built our lists, we agonized. I don't know about you, but I agonized over picking my top 5. And I do feel like it changes literally day to day, hour to hour, as to what my top 5 might look like.
100%. It depends on what era of the show we're watching, what is happening in our world, what sort of quotes are percolating in our minds, because Beavis and Butthead quotes definitely come out in our daily conversation. And so, yeah, this is very subjective. This is just for the moment, and by no means a be-all, end-all, catch-all, because there's no way to do that in 5 episodes. I definitely agonized, too. As I was running through the list of episodes, I was copying and pasting episode titles, realizing, okay, I'm only in season 4 or 5, and I've got so many picks already. There is no way.
Nope.
I've got to narrow it down.
Yep.
So this is very much a kill your darlings kind of thing. Like, what is your desert island? What would you want for the rest of your life kind of a sitch?
Right. And we're going to read ours down from our 5th favorite down to our absolute favorite. I will give you a little bit of a spoiler for my favorite. I know I told you my top 5 changes all the time. My favorite episode does not change. I have one episode that is my favorite, without a doubt, has not changed in 20 years.
Okay. And you know what? I think I do waver.
Okay.
I think 1 and 2 are definitely like a top 1 and 2, but which one comes out at the very top varies by the day, the moment, whatever.
So you said you came up with a list that had more than 5. What were some of your honorable mentions, some shows that were really close to making it that just quite didn't get into the top 5?
Well, the list could have been very long, yeah?
Yes.
So I tried even to narrow down the honorable mentions, and I narrowed it down, let's see, to 5. Is that fair?
That's fair because my honorable mention list ended up being 6.
Okay.
So yeah, I think 5 is perfectly fair.
Okay, cool. So how about for my first honorable mention, we go for Temporary Insanity, the one where Beavis and Butthead take a temp job at a real estate company and copy their butts.
Yes. Oh my gosh, how did I miss that one? That should have been somewhere on my list, but it's such a good one. My first honorable mention, Mr. Anderson's Balls.
Yes, that was one I had to cut, and I was really sad about it.
Yeah, where Beavis and Butthead end up on a golf course, which is the last place you would expect those two to be. I love the juxtaposition of that.
Yes, and the fact that they actually make a little bit of money.
Yeah. Gives you hope for the future.
Well, and poor Mr. Anderson. My next honorable mention goes to Lightning Strikes.
Oh, such a good one.
Where they do what so many people thought children would do with Beavis and Butthead, and they emulated Ben Franklin because they were watching PBS during a lightning storm, and guess what happened?
Yes, and we also, in that episode, get to meet Betsy Wiener.
That's right, Decency and Media.
All right, one of my runners-up didn't quite make it. Oh, this one hurt to not make my top 5. Patience.
That didn't make your top 5. I know you love that episode.
Oh God, I love it. It was my 6th. It was so good though. They go to where Beavis goes to the eye doctor while Butthead goes to the orthodontist. There are 3 moments in that episode, and we'll talk about our favorite moments in a future episode of TP for Your Ear Holes, but Beavis with a lollipop in his mouth and glasses, Beavis walking into a door jam with his
Yes.
glasses on, and Beavis reading Highlights magazine and saying,
Goofus is cool.
Yeah, oh my
Yes!
gosh.
Oh my gosh. We grew up in the 90s. Every doctor's office had that magazine.
Oh yeah, and that was the one that hurt the most not to have in my top 5.
Oh man, I am downright shocked. Okay, but you're probably going to hate my next pick because I
Okay.
know that this is again a favorite of yours, and it's Pregnant Pause. The reason why I did not put this in my top 5 is because I figure you're going to, with the cash that we do not know what's on each other's top 5 lists. We have not shared this information, so it's going to be a surprise.
I will give a small spoiler that yes, that is in my top 5. I'm not going to tell you where, but it
Okay.
is in my top 5. You were right about that.
All right. And just in case you don't remember what that episode is about, it's where Beavis thinks he's pregnant. He can get himself pregnant.
Yeah,
The test changes color and everything.
so odd. So my next runner-up, Tainted Meat.
Ooh, yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good one.
Beavis's wiener itches and causes a outbreak of some sort of disease at Burger World. Just hilarious, and it just really does show the stupidity in a whole new way that I think is awesome.
And it poisons a whole bunch of customers at Burger World. Tainted meat indeed.
Yes.
So my next honorable mention goes to Bang the Drum Slowly, Dumbass. Because you're all gonna learn in time how much I love it when Beavis totally goes off.
Yes.
And this is one of those episodes where he just feels the energy of that drum, goes all night, scares everybody else off in the drum circle, and is still there in the morning, half asleep, and still going for it though. But he's like, his manifesto is, I don't know how many hours, pages, whatever long. He finishes at the crack of dawn.
Yeah, as you do when you've got a lot to say.
He got plans.
Yes.
So what's your next one?
My next one on my runner-up list is Spare Me,
Oh.
where Beavis and Butthead try to fix a flat tire for some pretty ladies who promise to take him for a ride, and
And they do.
they do. It also gives us some really good insight into Daria, because Daria is the one who actually changes it. And the sight of Butthead getting mad and swinging a torque wrench at a rubber tire and having it bounce off and hit him in the head. I literally could watch that all day long, and it would never get old.
Agreed. So my last honorable mention goes to Whiplash, the episode where they consult with a lawyer so that they can get some money for an injury. And you and I quote the advertisement all
yes.
the time. Whenever we see a commercial for any kind of lawyer on TV, it's, have you been injured? Would you like to be injured? You might have been injured and not even known it.
Yes. Oh, that's a classic. That really is, and very much could have been in my top 5. On another day, it might have.
Yeah.
Didn't even make my honorable mention list this time. I
Oh.
know, but ask me again in a week. It's probably in my top 5.
Right, right. Well, what have you got left on your list?
So I have 2 left. One is Bus Trip.
Oh, yes.
Bus Trip, I think if you were to ask me when I was 14 what my favorite episode was, it would have been Bus Trip. With Give 'em a Pressed Fruit Bowl and Van Driesen going through the windshield, and
Peekaboo.
it was just kind of the height of adolescent humor, and I still to this day appreciate it so much.
Well, when you're actually going on bus trips when you're 14, you're thinking about that episode.
Yeah, it was a little too close to home. And then my last runner-up was GarageBand.
Yes.
Yes, just such great facial expressions. You know, it takes a lot of hard work and dedication to be a good musician, and just to see their faces fall.
For real.
I think it really spoke to the fact that this was one of the final episodes of season 7, and just how far this series had come, where they could do a joke like that and have it work. It was just, I think, evidence of their progress, and it ended up just being a really cool episode that they wouldn't have been able to do in season 1 or maybe even season 3.
Yeah. One, I don't know if it would have occurred to them in the same way that it did in the last season, but I suppose that's a more earned moment than meets the eye.
So you ready to jump into your top 5?
Yeah, I want to
All
know
right,
yours.
let's do this. Okay, who wants to go first? Who do you want to go first, you or me?
Oh, golly. I'll go first so that you
Okay.
can finish our list. How about that? And you know what? It's kind of fitting that I start off because my number 5 on my list, as of today, right now, is GarageBand.
Oh, nice. Nice. I was wondering if that was going to make your top 5 because I know it's an episode we talk about a lot.
Yeah, I think it had to. I am going to be 85 and thinking about when Beavis breaks Van Driesen's guitar. You know? So,
Rock!
yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what he thinks being a musician is. That's fantastic.
Yeah. And the number of times we say to each other, the G sucks too.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, gosh. Anytime anything sucks, we just look at each other, the G sucks too.
Heck, every time I boot up my Apple computer, because the sound when you turn on an Apple is a G chord, yeah, the G sucks too.
I did not realize that, but yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it is. And now you'll never unhear that.
All right. So you ready for my 5th one?
Yes, please, let's go.
My number 5, I'm going to make a bet right now. This is the earliest episode that's going to be on either one of our lists.
Okay.
Season 2, episode 15, No Laughing.
Oh, okay. It's not what I thought it was going to be, but this was one that I had to kill off of my list, and
Okay.
it was painful.
Yeah, and for me, when I think about Beavis and Butthead, I think of No Laughing as being the pilot. Everything before No Laughing is not worth your time. Everything after No Laughing is so good. It's so much better. I think it represented a shift, a tonal shift, and if the series had started here, maybe it wouldn't have been as controversial, but also maybe not as successful. But I think it really is that turning point where they're kind of on the receiving end as opposed to being on the giving end.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's also universally funny because we've all been there in that awkward 8th grade health class where the PE teacher is all of a sudden talking about venereal disease.
Right.
And you want to laugh. That's the one time in 13 years of school where you feel like you have to laugh. And
And you can't.
and now they can't, and it was so well done, and I think was an example of the writing really taking a step up.
Yeah, I agree. This is a great episode that shows the potential that Beavis and Butthead always had, but they found the footing. They found that formula that really works. And this was one of those earlier episodes that really hit the mark.
Yes.
I agree. We're going to have to discuss that in much greater detail in a future episode. But for now, how about I go to my number 4?
Let's go for it.
Okay. It is blood pressure. When where they're at the grocery store, Beavis thinks that the blood pressure checking thing is a ride, and the pharmacist ends up destroying the machine and giving Beavis blood pressure medicine because it's way too high for a young man his age.
Oh gosh, that is seriously one of the best lines of the entire series. Your blood pressure is dangerously high for a boy your age, 400 over 300.
Yeah, I mean, shouldn't that person be dead? That's the exaggeration, though. That's animation for you. Love that. When all you had to do was press the stop button, but do they know that? No, of course they don't.
Well, and I think that was one of the best single line readings in the entire series. And I tried to look up who that was. I couldn't find it. I think it might have been Christopher Brown because I know he did a lot of voices and he's
Okay.
listed as Doctor. But I also think that was the Doctor like Rod Munch, eh?
Yeah.
That was him. So,
Okay, we're going to have to keep looking around, see what we can find on that. Stay tuned for a future episode if we
yes.
uncover any fantastic clues. So, what about you?
All right, so I'm going to skip around on my list because my number 2 episode is blood pressure.
Okay, all right, we got
Yeah.
duplicates. I had a feeling we would.
Yeah, and I feel like everything you said, I'm going to echo that, but it does really represent their characters perfectly, where Butthead can't read emergency release. When Butthead sees his friend stuck, his answer is a handsaw.
Right. Ideally, a chainsaw.
Yeah, the doctor, and his reaction, the pharmacist, I should say, the pharmacist and his reaction, The animation is just spot on with Beavis changing colors, and the ending is perfect where the pills fall into the grate and Beavis clearly has learned nothing.
Yeah.
And that, to me, really does epitomize what this series was about. No learning, much like Seinfeld.
Yeah, although I'd argue that Beavis and Butthead's even funnier than that.
Oh, of course.
But, yeah, different strokes and all that.
All
Okay,
right. So what's your number 3?
I know you're going to love this pick, and it is Nosebleed. Again, this is completely just their stupidity trying to stop a nosebleed.
Yes.
And of course, it ends with them putting tampons up their nose, which is a real thing, by the way. That is something that you can do. And medically, that is something that happens. But of course, they've got to be weird about it. And Butthead has to ask a girl at the gas station for one of those things that she puts up her thing when she's got her thing. And he gets punched. And they both need tampons up their nose.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, that is such a good episode. And again, I cannot believe it did not make my top 5 because it's such a quick hit episode where you have these little 5-second scenes and they're all their own laugh. And it's so well done.
Yeah, and it just keeps going and going and going. It is so rock solid as an episode. It's so much fun. It's maybe, 10 minutes long, but that is 10 minutes of endless laughter.
Yes. Yeah, and 5 minutes of that 10 minutes is animation. The rest is music videos. Go figure.
Right. Okay.
So I'm going to jump into my next episode here. I have to go back to number 4.
Right.
So the number 4 on my list is one of the last episodes of the original run, season 7, episode 26, Impotence.
Oh, yes, the impotence doctor, the meter, is what really steals the show, in my opinion.
The meter is maybe my favorite single scene of this entire series.
Right.
And I think it leaves a lot to the imagination. Not only with that, but like, what did the nurse see when she walked in the door? What did Dr. Leibowitz see to knew immediately that mankind needed him? Some things can't be unseen, and I'm glad this episode doesn't make us unsee any of that.
Thank goodness. I don't know if HIPAA was a thing back in 1997, but it's probably just best that some things were left to the imagination. The meter, though, I'm stuck on the meter. I have to go back to the meter. That is some of the best nonverbal comedic timing, I think, in the whole show, where they're obviously very aroused at the very thought of a halfway naked lady. And then when the doctor says something to the effect of, oh, well, we'll just have to run more tests and see what's up because you're off the charts. And they say, oh, but wait, that means no more pictures of girls? Oh, no. And the meter goes way down. And then...
And then Butthead chimes in, no, now we actually get to meet the girls. And Beavis's meter goes back up. Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's oh my gosh. It's almost a perfect episode. There's no diversions. There's no tangents. Everything feeds the plot. And I think it's the epitome of really amazing, and also kind of held back storytelling.
Yes.
They could have done a lot more. They could have shown a lot more. They didn't, and that's what makes it so funny.
Yeah, sometimes less is more. Yes. And it does end, of course, where they get some saltpeter.
Yeah. Yeah. Just another good language pun for the folks who appreciate that kind of stuff, which is
right.
Very, very appropriate.
Yeah, we can appreciate that for sure.
Yeah. All right, so what was your runner-up, your number 2?
Okay, I don't know if this will be a surprise or not, but it is the episode Butt Flambe.
What?
I know.
What?
I know.
I really thought this was going to be your number 1. I really thought that.
Ask me on another day and it might be.
Okay.
But I love the mystery of Butt Flambe. You don't know why Beavis has firecrackers up his butt, what was going on, or any of that. We just know that they're at the damn hospital. And and so then there's just this whole thing. And aside from the explosion in the room, is that the doctors also have kind of a bit of a laugh at their expense where they're presenting the case to, I think, students. And we all know why this guy is here. Just take a look at him. And they're like, I can't help but love that. I love it when Beavis and Butthead does that. Same in Beavis and Butthead Do America, where the politicians, after they hear on the loudspeaker,
right.
we're ready to do you now, and they are laughing.
Yes, and let's not forget this was happening at the same time that ER was happening.
Oh my
So
gosh, yes.
so the fact that they've sort of poked fun at the medical drama end of things, even unintentionally, was kind of funny.
Oh man, that's the crossover that didn't happen but should have.
I love it. I love it.
Love it. Okay, are we on to your number 3 now? Is that right?
Yes, we are on to my number 3. And my number 3, season 5, episode 24, Animation Sucks.
Okay, yeah, you love this episode.
I do. I think it's maybe the most meta of all Beavis and Butthead episodes, because Van Driesen's speech about the wonders of animation happening simultaneously while we have a single unmoving cell for like a minute is just perfection. I love that so much. And as a teacher, I really do actually really like Van Driesen's reactions to their cartoon,
Uh-huh.
where they actually did make something that was cool. And I'll be honest, the animations that Beavis and Butthead made were probably pretty close to the animations that I would have made at that age. And in fact, in my computer applications class in high school, this might be too much information, but we had to make animated GIFs.
Oh, nice.
And mine was of a stick figure getting stabbed in the heart by another stick figure.
Yeah, this is definitely a relatable thing.
Yeah, a little blood.
Right?
And so there was an immediate attachment for me to that episode. Now, I don't know if I watched that episode and then made that GIF, or I made that GIF and then I watched that episode. I don't remember the order of things, but I do appreciate the fact that this was something that felt like it was drawn straight from my life, and it was one of the few times that I was in the Beavis and Butthead position. Normally, I'm laughing at them. Now I'm on the other side of it. And I don't know, there was just a certain amount of appreciation I had for that episode that was very much tied to my personal experience, which was kind of cool.
I think this is a topic we'll have to expand upon, which is what was relatable to us as teens growing up in the 90s watching this show.
Yes.
That could be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. And that would definitely be something that I would love to hear from our listeners about.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
We've all got stories, I'm sure, just like you shared with the GIF.
Yes.
And yes, it's GIF, not GIF. GIF is a peanut butter. Sorry to the creator of the quote-unquote GIF, but no.
And if we were to disagree on that in this house, boy, I don't know if we could still be together.
Oh, there would be hell to pay.
Yes. All right. Now, the number 1 episode for you is...
Do you want to take a guess?
Cow tipping.
No.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's a good sentimental favorite, but as an episode, it's fairly unremarkable in my opinion.
Sure. No, I really do not have a guess at this point. I feel like a lot of good ones have been exhausted, but I know we've also only hit the tip of the iceberg here, so I am ready to be surprised.
Okay, I'm not sure how much of a surprise this will be to you, or really even to our listeners. If you listened to episode 1, you've probably already guessed, and it is the episode Buttnicks.
Ah, yes.
That is the one where Beavis and Butthead go to the coffee shop where they're doing the poetry reading. Beavis drinks a bunch of cappuccino, and he goes off into Cornholio mode, and people are amazed at his energy, just basically spouting a bunch of gibberish, but they think it's otherworldly.
Spoken word poetry is definitely in the eye of the beholder.
And this was really happening in the 90s too, so it was again one of those things where it was so true to life it was funny.
Absolutely. And now I feel like a doofus because I did not have that in my top 5, or even in my honorable mentions. I really should have.
You know what? It's okay. There are so many good episodes of this show. You can only scratch the very surface and get anywhere with it with only 5 selections and honorable mentions.
True. All right. Well, my favorite episode of all time, if you've been listening carefully, you know what it is.
And it is.
It's Pregnant Pause.
Yeah!
Season 5, episode 29, all-time greatest episode for me, has been, will continue to be. I think it's as close to perfection as this show gets. Every single line, except for there's a throwaway line at the end about the morning show hosts. Literally every single other line is servicing the plot, servicing Beavis's misunderstanding of being pregnant, no diversions, no tangents, and so many things have to go wrong in order. And they all do. And it's just this series of coincidences that lead to a very, very funny, very, very satisfying conclusion.
Agreed.
And I feel bad for other comedy writers knowing that they know that this show exists in the world and they will never top it.
Okay, now see, you can't do an episode like this on Seinfeld.
No.
Because if Jerry were to think that he could get pregnant, he would just look like a fool. But it's the fact that Beavis is dumb enough to believe it is possible he could maybe get himself pregnant.
Right? It's not outside the realm of possibility for that dumbass.
Exactly.
And like I say, all the things just line up perfectly in a way that I think that was always the intent of this series, was to have stupid people go through the world in a stupid way and to kind of be able to laugh at them and with them. You're able to do both in this episode, and I think it's so well done all around. The writing, the animation, the voices. It's, for me, as perfect as it's ever going to get.
Nice.
And I know that's high praise, but I've been on this earth a long time. I've never seen anything better.
It really shows just how, at this point in the series, they were inside Beavis and Butthead's heads and understanding how they saw the world, how they thought it worked.
Yes.
Because it's different than even a halfway educated person, at least you hope.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I've come to appreciate the longer that I've watched this series is the writing. And I know we're going to talk about the writing in future episodes, but my appreciation for the writing just keeps going up the further we get away from the original 7 seasons. My appreciation just keeps growing for their ability to do what you just said.
Yes, we will definitely need to talk about the genius that is writing this show in much greater detail. However, we've gotten through our list now. These are our top 5 episodes as of right now, subject to change. We would love to hear from all of you out there. What makes your top 5 and why? And of course, if you want to change your list 12 times and send us 12 lists, that's okay. We get it. We would just love to hear from you. And the best way to do that is to either go to our website, tpforyourEarholes.com, and contact us there. You can email us, cornholio@tpforyourEarholes.com, or reach out to us if you're on Blue Sky. We are tpforyourEarholes.com. Now, next week, Patrick, you have a deep dive for us, and I am so excited about this. What are we going to talk about?
We are going to explore what really attracted a lot of people to Beavis and Butthead in the first place, and that is the fire controversy.
Oh, yes! Fire, fire, fire!
We are going to break out our sleuthing skills and really try to get to the bottom of not only the fire controversy, but what it really meant for the show and what it meant for MTV and animation and Mike Judge. And we've done our research and we can't wait to share it with you.
So until next week, you fart knockers, this has been TP for Your Earholes.